Hey everyone! Right behind me is the Tower of London, and today is a special day. Shout out to Marissa. It is the anniversary of Anne Boleyn's death, and I'm about to visit the Tower of London where she's buried and learn all about all the kings and queens of England. I will see you on the other side. Bye!
Decided to use the River Thames as a highway or a roadway. So he had a hole knocked in the outer defensive wall. So that, yes, there's just a plain wall here. They knocked the wall through. So that on high tide, the River Thames would come through the hole in the wall into this basin behind me here and fill it with water. Boats would then come through the hole in the wall up to these steps here and unload their cargoes and prisoners in safety. Therefore, folks, these gates were originally called the Watergate. We had it first. So how did it become known as Traitors' Gate? Well, that occurred during the Tudor period due to the large numbers of alleged traitors who entered this mighty fortress through these grim gates. Amongst them no less than 4 queens of England: Queen Anne Boleyn, Queen Catherine Howard, Lady Jane Grey, the uncrowned Queen in 9 days, and the young Princess Elizabeth Tudor. Now she became Queen Elizabeth I and reigned for nearly 45 years. So don't believe everybody who came through these gates was executed, although obviously quite a few were. Now, having breached the defences of his premier fortress in the land, King Edward realised he had weakened it and commanded that a tower be built above the gate to defend it. Now, how many towers in the Tower of London?
20!
Well done, 20, you're keeping up with me. Now, all 20 towers have held prisoners at one time or another. This was a well-to-do prison. People actually paid to be imprisoned here. Yes, they did. They brought their families, their furnishings, their pets. They lived in great comfort. They even had old human warriors like me to look after them. So all the towers have held prisoners except for this one. Now, as you can see, this tower is called St. Thomas's Tower, named in honour of St. Thomas à Becket, the Archbishop of Canterbury, who was murdered on the steps of Canterbury Cathedral in 1170 on the orders of Edward's great-grandfather. You will see it is a marvel of medieval architecture. Well, the red and gold uniform we used to wear up until about the time of Queen Victoria. She was a very thrifty lady, Queen Victoria, liked to save a lot of money. Now, and what used to happen was that the royalty would pay for that uniform. She said, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. So she asked her consort, her husband, if you like, Prince Albert, to design a uniform that us yeoman warriors could wear every day. And this is it. It's called the blue undress, or we call it the bud uniform. We have 3 thicknesses. This is my summer one, as you can see, is quite thin. We have a thicker one, obviously, for the winter, and then the medium one for, you know, whatever. Now, the thing is, to tell you this now, ladies and gentlemen, that when Prince Albert designed that at the end of the 19th century, okay, the costs of the uniform were this. This uniform would have cost £100. The gold uniform would have cost £1,000. Today, this costs £1,000, and that, when fully rigged out, is about £18,000. So it's 37 yeoman warriors. That's a lot of bread. All right, a lot of money. All right, so that's where we are uniform. But here we are now on Tower Green, the centre of the Tower grounds. This is our village green, as you can see whatsoever here. And on here we have all our little garden parties when when Kate and William got married, and the Diamond Jubilee. We had our own street party on here where we all with all the families and everything. It's very, very special. Not this black box here. The second black box down there, the archery down there, is the entrance, of course, to the famous Bloody Tower, where you can go in there and vote on the machine. There's a machine there who you think was responsible for the murder of the 2 boy princes, either Richard III or Henry VII. I'm not going to say Henry VII, because he's from where I'm from, in South Wales. All right. In the corner, then you'll see the tall, perfectly preserved black and white Tudor building, an original Tudor building.
And what of your leader? Soldier, come on, bring the prisoner forth. I trust, madam, that you and your children are comfortably accommodated.
Well enough, I suppose, although I have snatched my sleeve on one of the cells that we've been kept in, but apart from that, we've experienced no discomfort.
Yet. Fetch me my brandy. My brandy, woman. I have a stone in my bladder that causes the most appalling pain in my kidneys. Brandy is the only thing that dulls the pain. Be warned. The continual agony is making me very unforgiving.
Blood, the Duke of Monmouth!
Dear me, I was expecting something a little more impressive. Do you know where this creature has just come from? His uncle, the King's Palace at Whitehall, but he has apparently spent 45 minutes upon his knees, pleading for his miserable life. Where was this hero of the rebellion discovered? At the head of his army, sword glinting in the sunshine, his standard blowing in the breeze. No. He was discovered in the aftermath of the Battle of Sedgemoor, cowering in a ditch, covered from head to toe in Incidentally, if any of you are prepared to turn King's evidence against this fellow, you will be permitted to leave. Your titles restored to you and your estates. My Lord Tankerville, we have already heard your evidence, sir. Your estates are restored to you and you're entirely free to go. The King thanks you for your evidence. Take the prisoner away.
Cut him, lord! Come on! Scum! Move! Make way there! Make way for the prisoner! And if we should spit in his face, you're welcome to do that as well. Go on, go on.
The rest of you are sentenced to a traitor's end.
My Lord Judge, when is my husband's trial to be?
Trial, madam?
Yes.
There is no need for a trial. Thanks to the evidence of my Lord Tankerville there, your husband has been convicted by act of attainder. Parliament, the law, and His Majesty King James are satisfied as to your husband's guilt. All that remains now is for sentence of death to be carried out. He'll be executed outside on Tower Hill to enable those who want to go and watch to enjoy the spectacle.
And what is to happen to my children? Myself?
You and your children, madam, are of no consequence. You are free to go.
I shall. Friends, it appears that my husband's fate is final. Will you join me now to bid him a last farewell? Good, excellent.
Are you sure, madam, that your husband would not rather spend his last few hours with the company of his mistress?
My wife. Thank you. What an orphan making the journey here. You do risk your lives, you understand this. My gratitude extends no bounds. Please, friends, do draw near. I'm weary and tired. Hello, girl. Gaze upon my accommodation. But I've been asked to read a letter and hope that it will redeem my actions after I'm gone, that my family will not suffer. Friends, please indulge me on this. I declare that the title of king was forced upon me. And although soldiers may march by and distract you, it was very much contrary to my opinion when I was proclaimed. For the satisfaction of the world, I do declare that the late king told me that he was never married to my mother. Having declared this, I hope that the king who is now will not let my children suffer on this account. And to this I have put my hand, this 15th day of July, 1685.
Will the king not show you any mercy, dearest?
No.
But what am I to do without you? What about the children?
You are to continue your good work. My dear wife, I owe you an apology. I've been a poor husband. I've been lacking in both presence and support. And you have been nothing but loyal and courteous, loving and caring. I hope that it will continue when I am gone. I look after our children, please, if you will, as you always have done, ensure they are loyal to their God and, of course, to the King. My dear wife, I thank you and I leave you with my love. My good people here today, I've lived my life simply. I have a list. Silly, really, I write them down. They are rules. They are very tonic to me. I will tell you a couple of them now and hope that they will provide you with some comfort as they have done me. To you, madam, Lady Wentworth, I will say, do not be rash. Always be constant in your convictions. To you, sir, I say, beware of drink and women. Friend, be constant in your beliefs. I am to die, I will die an honest and a noble Protestant. And if it be God's pleasure, then I will perform his will. Dear friends, I thank you.
My husband, James Scott, the Duke of Monmouth, was indeed executed on Tower Green in front of a huge crowd of people on the 15th of July 1685. It was the worst execution that the Tower of London has ever seen. Some accounts say that it took 5 blows of the axe. Some say it was 7. The most gruesome account says it was 8. Further still, Jack Ketch, the inept executioner, had to take out his knife and literally carve my husband's head off of his body. Some say my husband deserved such a traitor's death. Others, and I hope you will agree, would have rather hoped for mercy. Perhaps if King James II had shown mercy to my husband, he himself would have been better liked by his people. As it was, he had to flee England because his own daughter, Mary, and her husband, William of Orange, were invited to England by Parliament to invade. It was known as the bloodless Revolution of 1688.
I hope you had fun with me at the Tower today. I know I had a lot of fun. In addition to all the things you saw, I also saw a play about Anne Boleyn and her connection with her brother, so I'm sure Marissa will want to hear all about it. I thought I'd tell you some of the souvenirs I got. I got one of my favorite souvenirs, a squished penny. It has one of the famous ravens on it of the Tower. They say if the ravens ever leave the Tower of London, that the British crown will fail. I also got Marissa a little ornament of Anne Boleyn. I'm sure she's going to love it. And I got something kind of fun and kind of silly, a Shakespeare manga of Henry VIII. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Wordpress and check out more of my videos. Bye!